Disneyland trip, and what are the challenges of being 6'8"?
Yeah, there were a lot of rides that were really tight. I got a lot of good photos out of it, but there were only two I couldn't fit on Space Mountain. Couldn't fit on Goofy Sky School. Other than that, though, knees were up to my shoulders, and it was a lovely time trying to get the bar over the knees.
How do you feel like your size has helped you quickly make an impact in college football?
Yeah, I think last year, especially coming off of knee surgery, I think the biggest thing I had to figure out was my body, but I think being a little heavier, I've lost a little weight this year, but being heavier last year kind of helped with being able to sit stuff down and just really being able to anchor down. And that was one thing I struggled with being heavier. I was able to move people a little bit in our run-heavy offense last year. This year, we're trying to make it a little more dynamic, and so I lost, 15 pounds, and we're getting ready to go.
And my last question, how different is it with Coach Ferentz as your O-line coach as opposed to what perhaps you did last year?
Yeah, I like Coach Ferentz a lot. He keeps it a lot more simple on us. It's really, knee into the guy, pat under the chin, run your feet. That way, eliminate separation. He definitely teaches it a little different than a lot of other coaches, but he's also got a lot of NFL talent that he's coached. And I really like it. Pass pro, he keeps it simple. Keep it in front of the guy, use your hands, and protect your feet. I really like it so far. I think it's helping me.
So out of high school, you had options of
Yeah.
where to go. Why'd you come here?
I came here for just being close to family. Every time I was around that old coach staff, and I think that's one thing that was kind of different, was just when I committed, it was a different coach staff. They came in and Coach Enns called me right away, said, hey, we're excited to have you. He didn't even know that I was coming in the spring. He found out, and then I showed up. And I'm really glad I came. It was just where I wanted to go, and really a family aspect.
Was there any temptation to enter the portal? Were there any schools giving overtures that they wanted you?
There were, but I really wanted to come back here for another year, like I said.
Who else wanted you in the offseason?
I don't know if I should be saying that, but I really wanted to come back home and just be closer to family and play for Fresno.
So last year you had a knee injury at Hawaii.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell us what the nature of the injury was and how you were able to get back on the field?
Yeah, it was just a couple sprained ligaments in my knee and my ankle. We have a great training staff, and they did a really good job getting me ready to come back for I was ready to come back to Nevada, but they waited till Colorado State to get me back on the field.
What was it like last spring being the only freshman here?
Yeah, it was a little, I would say, interesting. The guys did a really good job taking me in. Roland, he did an amazing job. He was always involving me in everything. All the O-line hangouts, he always had my back. And just them teaching me the playbook and how things roll. Gino played a big part because he was under Crab over at USC. And they really just mentored me, and then fall came around, and they had my back the whole spring, or the whole fall.
How valuable was that in terms of earning the starting job, and just what was it like starting as a freshman?
Yeah, it helped a lot. Being here 6 months earlier, I got to get stronger. I got to get off my knee injury. I always like to think that if I would have stayed around in high school, I would have gained weight coming back, and I wouldn't have been ready for. Coach Enns likes to say they would have played me a couple of games. I wouldn't have played in a couple of games if I came back heavy. And then being a freshman starting, I remember walking out to Kansas and you're nervous, and I remember I had 3 different coaches come up, and I came on the field. After that third play, I was good to go. That third and long was a little stressful. After that, we were good to go. And it just got more fun as we went on.
What were the biggest lessons you learned in year one on the field?
Yeah, I learned that there's some dudes out there. There's some people that can play. They don't care about you, and they want to run through you. But you also learn that it's really fun. People say it's different than high school, and it is, but it's also more rewarding when you win a game, because it's hard to win a game in college. And when we run it down the throat or we pass and we have a big play, it's really rewarding to go down and celebrate with everyone that you've worked with. Fall camp's no joke, and getting to go through that and having 11, 10 guys other than you that are out there celebrating is special.
And what are the differences you're seeing from last year's O-line to now the group that's putting together this year for 2026?
Yeah, we have some spots to fill, but it wasn't anything different than last year. Last year we had 4. This year we'd have 2. And just really trying to get everyone on the same page. We got some new guys, Oscar, Pat, and Bodie. They're all doing a great job. And just really buying into Coach Ferentz's philosophy has been really good for us. I'm excited for the rest of the spring. It's going to be good.
What do you want to build on from last year going into this year?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me was my pass protection, being able to anchor and get stronger. I put on, a lot of strength, but just being a little more aware situationally and just really being able to hold my own and just be a dude.
What's mealtime like for you?
What?
Mealtime. What's a typical Brayden Walton meal?
Ooh, breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Let's go with dinner.
Okay, so I'm a big butterfish guy. I go there about 4 times a week. It's bad. So it might be an addiction at this point. Big ahi tuna with some rice, that's about it. But about 5,000 calories a day. Keeps me going. When I was losing, I was about 4,000. Losing about a pound a week.
How's your bench and your squat?
Average, 550 and 340. They're getting up there.
More than I can do.
Real quick question. What's the best thing that Coach has told you? What's your favorite thing that Coach has told you since you've been here?
Just trusting the process, buy-in. That was my favorite thing last year. Was he was, being the only freshman, he was really out there and he was helping me and just talking to me on the weekly. Walk in and he's asking what my favorite songs were. So he just said buy into the process, and I like to think I did a pretty good job of it.
After being the only freshman last year, there's like 10 now. What's that like? And do you have any advice for those guys as they go through it?
I always talk to them. When they first got here, I met every single one, shook their hand, because I like to think I had a part in them coming in early. And they always joke in their recruiting department that, the Brayden Walton blueprint or something like that. And I just bought into the process last year, and I think that's the biggest thing is as long as you buy into what the coaches are doing, you'll be fine. A lot of guys want to come here, do their own thing, and you just kind of got to erase what you've learned and do it how the coaches want it, and it works at this level.
I know you're really into fishing. Have you been able to use that towards your football knowledge in terms of being able to transfer the skills from that?
No, not at all. Fishing is just something I do on the when I got time. I'll actually probably go Saturday after practice. It's just my favorite thing to do. It's how I kind of relax. I have a lot of guys asking me to take them, but I haven't done it quite yet. I've taken a couple, but I like to be out there alone. It kind of lets me relax and just, I don't know, I like the thrill of hooking a fish. I've been doing it since I was like 3. So.
Fish for your dinner then?
Yeah, I do sometimes. We catch kokanee up at a shaver. It's a blast. So.
Thanks, Brayden. Nice to meet you.